Hello everyone, welcome to another Book Review Wednesday, and today I'm going to be discussing the historical fiction Dictator by Robert Harris. This one is apparently a best-selling worldwide, and it basically follows the later years of the famous Roman Cicero, who was a politician and I guess you could even say philosopher. He kind of explored that, at least this book states that within his later life he did dive into that arena a little bit. But basically, it starts sort of towards his later years and up until his death. And it's actually told through the perspective of one of his close, I guess, slaves named Hero. And what I think is very important about this story is how it sort of highlights, in particular, Cicero's life, including the various struggles and triumphs that he had. And in particular, this one explores the later half. This is actually a series of books. So this one is the third within the trilogy of books that follow the life of Cicero. But basically, a lot of what the plot involves has to do with what was going on within the period. So you'll sort of see how Julius Caesar sort of rises to prominence as a political figure, and you'll sort of see how the Republic kind of collapses and sort of how Cicero handles all of those different things that are going on within Roman politics during the time. And I think what's also interesting too is that we get sort of a little bit of a understanding of Cicero's personal life as well. And you sort of see the kind of virtues and vices that he has as a character. And I think they sort of come off as, at least the author within this book, I think comes off as fairly balanced. Also, you sort of see how Cicero ultimately is the kind of character, and in particular the kind of politician who likes to stand up for what he believes in. And you see how even sometimes putting his life in grave danger, as he does sort of multiple times within this book, because of his sort of viewpoints on things and whose side he sort of takes. And this is definitely, I think, a book for people who really do enjoy Roman history and find that era in particular rather fascinating, and also who are interested in politics, because this one really does dive into that whole arena that Cicero was involved with, and how there are certain people who sort of ended up taking sides in certain areas, and you'll sort of see how Cicero falls into certain categories at times, depending on sort of what's going on within the story. And you sort of see how, it's kind of like the way in which even politics operates now. It's like you take a side of who do you want to sort of represent the people. So that's kind of really the underlying premises of the story. I think it is definitely worthy of recommendation if you're interested in these kinds of sort of older political figures. And it's also, I think, important to understand too that Rome in particular as a civilization was really the first to implement this kind of, I guess, democracy in a more, I guess, broader scale. I mean, obviously, it can be argued as to who really invented democracy, but it's definitely safe to say that the Romans really did expand upon the whole concept and really put it into practice. And you'll sort of see how Cicero is one of those characters that really kind of uh, helped sort of define that kind of understanding, um, especially when it comes to electing leaders and sort of believing in the republic and whatnot. Um, but I think, though, that's again ultimately all I can say though about this particular book without really giving too much away. But if there are any questions, comments, concerns, I'd be more than happy to answer them. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a pleasant day, week, month, and year, and I hope to see you all in the next video.